Hey guys, come on downstairs. We're playing Little Minnesota Twins franchise here today. This game's number 137 through 140 of year number 3. We are closing in on the home stretch of the season. We are 1-1 so far in the month of September, and we have a 4-game series on the road at the K against the Kansas City Royals. So the Royals come in at 59-76. We are 73-63. And we're going to start off this series with Myers, Piscotty, Rosario, Sano, Peterson, Mesoraco, Vargas, Bonifacio at short, Byron Buxton out in center. The Royals lineup looks like this: Gerard Dyson, Kane, Hosmer, Salvador Perez, Calhoun, Brandon Drury, Alex Gordon, Danny Espinosa, and Whit Merrifield. And we're going to send Alex Meyer to the hill, making start number 28 on the year. He's 9-10, a 3.61 ERA. And he will face Andrew Haney, who the Royals picked up from the Angels. He's 8-8 with a 3.03 ERA and a 1.09 whip, which is really good for Andrew Haney. Let's start this one off in the bottom of the third inning with Lorenzo Cain at the plate. And he's going to ground it to the right side. He gets under the glove of Jace Peterson, who doesn't get in front of it. And that is going to be an error on Jace Peterson and allow a run to come in to score. It's 1-0 Royals. We go to the fourth inning. Will Myers, 0 for 2, a fly out and a pop out. He's batting .318 on the season. That batting average has been steadily dropping for the last about 3 weeks. And he's going to line this one into right center field. That's going to plate a pair of runs as the bases were loaded. And in the middle of 4, the Twins take a 3-1 lead. Cole Calhoun at the plate now in the bottom of the fourth inning. With nobody on and nobody out, he drives it to deep left center field, and that one is going to sneak out just above the wall. It is 3-2, just a solo shot by Cole Calhoun at the end of the fourth inning. We move on to the seventh. Fernando Abad comes on to pitch for the Twins, 2.98 ERA, and he is facing the lefty Eric Hosmer. With runners on the corners and 1 out, and he gets Eric Hosmer to strike out for out number 2. Now we bring on Jimmy Dyer. He's got a 2.20 ERA. He comes in to face Salvador Perez. So Fernando Abad just on to face that one batter. Perez lines it up the middle on the ground. 1 run comes in to score. Another one rounding third will score as well. And that gives the Royals a 4-3 lead on the 2 RBI single by Salvador Perez. We go to the 9th inning now. Royals going to bring in closer Roberto Osuna. They have a really good 1-2 punch at the back end of their bullpen. They have Wade Davis as the setup guy, and then Roberto Osuna as the closer. And with 2 outs and nobody on, he gets Will Myers to fly out to Lorenzo Cain in center field. And the Royals take game 1 of this 4-game series. Send us to, I think it's our 3rd straight loss. And the Tigers have moved within 3 games of first place. The Indians are 8 games back. But we lead the season series with the Royals 9-4. Brandon Kinsler gets the loss. Brent Honeywell gets the win for the Royals, and Roberto Osuna picks up his 19th save. We move on to this second game out of this 4-game series. We're going to go with Will Myers, Piscotty, Nunez, Vargas, Rosario, Mesoraco behind the plate, Luis Valbuena at third, Byron Buxton, and Jace Peterson. The Royals go with Lorenzo Cain. Corey Spangenberg is at second. Eric Hosmer, Salvador Perez, Calhoun, Gordon, Raul Mondesi Jr., Zane Evans, and Whit Merrifield. Jose Barrios will take the hill for us, a 4.40 ERA. 20th start of the year. He's 7-7 with a 1.20 whip, and it'll be Mike Minor going for the Royals. He's a lefty. He's 7-11, a 3.56 ERA. And we'll get some highlights started here in game 2 off in the first inning. Kenis Vargas, with the bases loaded and nobody out, so a rough start here for Minor, and Vargas lines it to Cole Calhoun in right. And the relay's not going to be in time. Will Myers comes in to score. That gives the Twins an early 1-0 lead. And that is all the Twins would get in the first inning, despite having the bases loaded and nobody out. The Royals get out of it without any further damage. Will Myers comes to the plate now. In the top of the second inning, with a runner on second and 2 outs, and Will Myers splits the gap in left center. That'll drive the runner in from second. And it's a pair of 2-out doubles that get the Twins on the board in the second inning and increases their lead to 2-0. We go to the third. Devin Mesoraco at the plate. 2 outs, 1 on, runner on first. Still facing Minor, a 3-2 pitch. Runner is on the move, and Mesoraco's going to split the gap. Because the runner started from first, he's going to score all the way from first. So getting the runners in motion there on a 3-2 count with 2 outs gives the Twins a 3-0 lead. So they've scored 1 run in each of the first 3 innings. Let's go to the fourth. Alex Gordon with the bases loaded and nobody out facing Barrios. And he grounds into the 4-6-3 double play, but a run will come across to score. The Twins will take that trade off any day. 2 outs for a run. They lead 3-1. And now Raul Mondesi grounds at the third. Luis Valbuena makes the play. And the Twins end up only giving up that 1 run. At the end of the fourth, it's 3-1 Minnesota. We move on to the sixth. Cole Calhoun at the plate. 11 home runs, 45 RBIs, but he's only batting .208. A 2-2 count with 2 outs. And it's pitch number 80 from Jose Barrios. And he gets Cole Calhoun to swing and miss at the changeup. At the end of 6, Twins 3 runs, 6 hits. The Royals 1 run on 4 hits. Kyle Zimmer comes on now to replace Mike Minor. He is 6-6 on the year, out of the bullpen. And he's going to face Stephen Piscotty with 1 out and a runner 90 feet away. And Piscotty's going to line this one past the first baseman, Hosmer, into the right field corner. And Piscotty's going to be on with an RBI double. Twins increase their lead to 4-1 and are looking to break that 3-game losing streak. Zane Evans now, the third baseman, looking for his first hit of the season, the September call-up for the Royals, but he's not going to get it off of Jose Barrios. Barrios strikes him out. At the end of 7, it's still 4-1. Barrios with a very strong outing. He goes 7 innings, gives up 4 hits, 1 run, had 2 walks and 10 strikeouts on the day for the Twins. Kevin Segrist comes on now looking for save number 43, a 1.65 ERA. And lefties and righties both batting under 200 against him. He has been so dominant this season. And Segrist gets Alex Gordon to swing and miss at the slider. And that closes out the game. The Twins win at 4-1. Kevin Segrist with save number 43. Mike Minor goes 6 innings, gives up 6 hits, 3 runs, 7 strikeouts, and a walk. Stephen Piscotty 3 for 4 with a pair of doubles and an RBI. Will Myers 2 for 4 with a double, a triple, and an RBI for the Twins, who increased their lead over the Tigers to 4 games. The Tigers lose today. So we've got a 4-game lead going into this third game of this 4-game series against the Royals. We've got Nunez, Rosario, Vargas, Sano, Valbuena, Piscotty, Mesoraco, Peterson, and Buxton. The Royals are going to go with Spangenberg, Gordon, Hosmer, Perez, Calhoun, Drury, Dozier, Bubba Starling, and Danny Espinoza. Alex Wood, back from the DL, will make the start today. First start in a couple weeks for him. He was on the 10-day DL. Joe Nelson, hard-throwing righty, will go against him. Joe Nelson, he'll reach triple digits with his fastball here in this game. The problem is, will he mix in enough of his off-speed pitches to keep the Twins off balance? So, top of the second inning, Jace Peterson's going to ground it to second. And Spangenberg makes the play there. We go to the 4th inning. Still no score. Eric Hosmer at the plate. He's batting .290 on the season. Facing Alex Wood with 2 outs, a 1-2 count. And he's going to ground it hard to third base. Miguel Sano is there. Has plenty of time. Eric Hosmer's not running really well. And we go to the 5th inning. Hunter Dozier DHing here today. He is also a September call-up for the Royals, and he's going to ground it to the left side, on to second, on to first for the double play. A very good turn by Eduardo Nunez and Jace Peterson. So we move ahead to the 6th inning. Kaufman Vargas, pair of strikeouts on the day. He's batting .291 with a runner on first and 1 out. And he's going to lace this one just barely over the bag. It just nicks the corner of the bag, and it's fair. And Vargas, with his 19th double of the year, drives in the game's first run. Luis Valbuena now, with runners on the corners and 1 out in the same inning. And Valbuena sends this one high and deep to right center field. That one is back at the track. And it is going to just barely come up short of the fountain out there. But it's a 3-run home run for Valbuena. So we get a Val bomb to get us 3 runs. And now Kevin Segrist is on looking for save number 44. He is second in the American League behind the Rangers' Sam Dyson. Cole Calhoun now steps in to face him. It's 4-2. And Calhoun represents the tying run, but Segrist gets him to pop it up over second base. Jace Peterson is there, makes the catch, and that's your ball game. So the Twins have won a couple in a row, take an 11-4 lead in the season series over the Royals, and that's one of our keys this season. One of the themes is we have really dominated the American League Central Division, except for the last place White Sox, who have wrapped up a series win against us with 10 wins. All right, so we go into the 4th and final game of this series, game number 140. After this, we just have 22 remaining, and we're just going to throw up the score here. We get a 5-2 victory. Kyle Gibson gets the win. He went 8 innings, gave up 2 runs. Kevin Segrist gets save number 45. Edinson Volquez, the loss for the Royals. Kaufman Vargas, a pair of doubles. Robbie Grossman called up, hits a home run, his first of the season, went down the left field line and just barely wrapped around the foul pole. So let's look at the American League playoff races here. The American League East, the Blue Jays lead the Yankees by 4, the Red Sox by 4.5. In the Central, we lead the Tigers by 5. Out in the West, the Angels lead the Rangers by 1. And in the wild card, the Rangers have a 7-game lead for home field advantage over the Yankees. Red Sox are just a half a game behind the Yankees for the last wild card spot. The Tigers only 2 games back. The Rays and the Astros 4. The A's 4.5. And the Indians just barely staying alive there, 6 games back with like 22 games to go. Out in the National League, the Washington Nationals, a 3-game lead over the Mets, who have jumped ahead of the Phillies. 4-game lead over the Phils, the Cubs 3.5 over the Cardinals, 4 over the Pirates. And the Dodgers all but have the West wrapped up. I think the Giants are like 15 games behind them with 20-something to go. So the Dodgers have the West pretty much wrapped up. The wild card, the Cardinals a half a game lead over the Pirates for the home field. The Mets 5 games behind the Pirates. The Phillies are 6. Rockies 7.5, Giants 8, D-backs 9. I mean, the Mets might make a push, but I think you're looking at the Cardinals and Pirates probably as close to a lock as you can get at this point for the final playoff or final wild card spots in the National League. But crazier things have happened. So that is episode number 152, Minnesota Twins franchise here on Mama's Basement Sports Gaming.